So it's been a little while since I have posted anything, but honestly, really what I've been doing is Uber driving. So I figured I would make a video about Uber driving. Anyway, so I am grinding it out. I have set financial goals for myself for like this time period right now, and today there's different amounts every day, but today is a day that I would like to make $200, and I got some cool stuff for my car, like a pop-up tent, and it almost gave me a bloody nose when that thing popped out of the bag. Like, it was no joke. I'm gonna show you later. It's in the trunk, and I honestly don't know how to fold it back up. But I've watched a couple of videos, and so I'm gonna try. Oh, I'm like hitting the road without getting my coffee. That's my first stop. I do treat myself to a coffee, and I also packed my lunch. So this coffee, I'm gonna try to make this be like the one thing I spend money on today for food. I'll show you what I packed for lunch and snacks and stuff later. But yeah, here we go. A day of Uber driving. Come along with me. Okay, so we hit traffic. So this is a great time to exit and find some coffee. I actually did bring some coffee from home for later, but I'm not gonna bust into that yet. That's for later. And because I want hot coffee right now, it's still cool. See, I got my jacket. I'm pretty excited about this jacket. I got it during the summer, but it was too warm out to wear it. It's like waterproof. It's a rain jacket, but it's got a little bit of insulation in it. It's got a nice big hood. So, and it's got like one of the, I think they're called kangaroo pockets. It zips. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about my jacket. Keep me warm and dry while I'm chilling. Actually, I got it before I knew I was gonna deliver drive, but hey. Okay, I'm back again. I do think there's something to be said for following your intuition, because usually it's not just like the thing that you're following like your intuition about. There's usually like everything like lines up, and you know, while you might think like, okay, like for me it might be like, oh, like I'm just like ready to do something different, I'm gonna quit my job or whatever. Where's the coffee place? But then in the long run, it all adds up, because it's not just the quitting the job opens other doors that there's like a tow truck pulling a school bus. Gotta turn this around. I don't know how to turn it around. Like, maybe you'll see it in the rear view mirror, like in the, yeah, that's interesting. See, there's a cop too. Okay. Oh my gosh. That's a dead end. What did I do? You can like see the stores, but you can't get to them. Look. So we're in this like neighborhood here. This is what my days consist of right now. But it's nice to know that at any point I could like, so okay, so you see here like the stop sign. We're trying to get over there, but it says dead end. Over there, now we've passed all the stores. I don't know what that is. Looks like apartments, but we're trying to get over there. I'm trying to get over there so I can have some coffee. Anyway, think following your intuition then opens up doors that you may not, because it's like your intuition. It's like sometimes we receive messages from the universe, God, spirit, all of the above, and but we don't, and it comes in the form of like, hey, like, you know, it's time to branch out from Tacoma, or hey, it's time to quit your job, or hey, like, you know, we get these messages, and but like, our decisions have repercussions, and we might not know the repercussions until we make the decisions, because the decisions have the repercussions, like the outcomes, and the outcomes don't happen without making the decision. So we have to make the decision, if that makes sense. Anyway, here we are. We're gonna get some coffee. One of my favorite parts of the morning.
Welcome to Cutter's Point. This is Taylor. What can I get started for you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Could I please have a caramel macchiato, but not too sweet?
Not too sweet, yeah?
And is it possible to use oat milk?
Oat milk?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And
what
then,
size is that?
like the middle size?
Okay, we have 4 sizes. Do you want do you want it to come with 2 or 3 shots?
At 3.
3. Okay, so we'll do 20-ounce caramel macchiato, and you said not too sweet with oat milk?
Yes.
Okay. What else can I get for you?
That'll be it.
Awesome. I'll see you up at the window.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like coffee. Yeah. That's good. I think there's something about coffee, like if you drink the same kind of coffee every morning, your body gets used to it. This is like my theory. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but so like there's something about switching up where you get coffee from that like keeps your body's response on its toes. If that makes sense. Like if I always get coffee from the same place, it's like my body kind of adapts, and it's like, okay, here comes this again, this exact thing. Whereas if I switch up the place that I go to and the coffee's like a little different, it's like, oh, and it just hits a little different. Okay, so I've been thinking a lot about like dating recently, like the idea of dating. And I said recently somewhere, I was like, ugh, I suck at dating. Like, I wrote something. And I wish I could take that back, because I don't want to put that out there, because I'm totally open to it, and I'm excited to grow in that area. When I have feelings for someone, I get really anxious. And true confessions right now. And I don't even know what to do. I become kind of like, like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to act. And then I overthink it. And it's really, it's kind of sad, because I feel like I sabotage. It's like really kind of getting excited about something, and then, but that's been kind of like my experience. But I have done a lot of growth in myself these last couple of years, and I think I'm looking forward to being in a relationship with somebody. Now that I've kind of done this growth in myself, because I can even recognize, even saying a statement like that was like, I don't want to put that out there, because I feel like I'm going to show up as who I am, and person that if I'm meant to be in a relationship or if I'm meant to date, then it'll work out, like, regardless. I guess even the overthinking is okay. Like, all of it is okay, I guess is what I'm realizing. Like, it's just okay to be who I am. And dating is hard. Getting to know somebody can be really hard. And I think it's hard for a lot of people. It's not just me. And so for me to be like, oh, I suck at dating, like, that's not putting out into the world what I want, and that is to be open to the possibility of dating. So that's my 2 cents for this part of the drive. Okay, so I'm over by the airport, SeaTac Airport, and I think I should figure out a way to get back to the highway, because it's what, 9:30? Okay, so if I drive for 12 hours, I could probably make close to $300, because that's happened. That usually if I go into Seattle, and that wouldn't be too late to get back home. So I do want to like get to Seattle pretty soon and get going. Good thing I got that coffee. Seattle is crazy. It's like super smoky. But I'm up here and I just got my first. Sorry, it's also a lot of traffic. Okay, so I'm on my 3rd delivery. The first 2 were from McDonald's. Not my favorite, but gotta start somewhere. And then now we're like into the more interesting stuff. We're going to some place called Via Delicious. Parking seems rather tricky, but I'll figure it out, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure like where to park. But the thing is, it's really, really smoky in Seattle. Like, the wildfire smoke has like hovered down on Seattle, and my eyes are watering, my throat's burning a little. I actually did wake up in the middle of the night last night in Tacoma, and I shut the doors, the windows, because of the smoke. So I know it's bad right now. It's got me thinking, like, maybe I should just go to and try to, these next couple days that I was gonna try to bust out. It's a bus stop. I really just want to go in that store right there. Hold on. Okay, that's tricky. I'm not gonna try to figure that out right now. But I'm like, maybe all this smoke, because my plan was to spend these next 3 days, today, tomorrow, the next day, in Seattle, like in a big city, so I could make some money in Seattle. So I'm rethinking. I'm like, maybe I should just go to Portland. I got my pop-up tent, and I could try it out and just see how Portland does, and try camping. Just see. Just get away from the smoke. This is kind of unpleasant. Look at that cute car across the street. Traffic seems unusually busy today. And I think everybody's a little irritable from smoke. I don't know if I can get, it's hard to tell, but it's definitely smoky. I should have grabbed a picture. I tried to on the way in here. Like, it was not the normal Seattle skyline. It was like Seattle skyline in a cloud of smoke. Okay, here's a good view of Seattle with the smoke. That's kind of what's happening over here. These are pretty. And these hanging things, nice decor at this next pickup. Love it. Inspiring. Oh, I think I'm in here. So I did say I wasn't going to spend any money, and I brought like food from home, but this last pickup, I just had to give myself a little something. It was like a tempura noodle bar. So I'm not gonna eat it right now because I want to finish these deliveries and go offline, but just for a moment. But I did bring this. Will supplement my lunch, but this was just, it was like $2 because these were, you can just buy them separately. So yeah, I didn't get any sauce. Anyway, that'll be a tasty little snack. So far I've made about $100. It's about 3 in the afternoon, and my goal is to make 200. And that's like roughly, I think a couple tips just came in, so it might be like 95. Like it was like in the 80s, and then the tips, and I don't know the exact hours. It seems like a little bit of a slow day. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into the details. I'm just gonna keep grinding it out until I get to my goal. But it slows down mid-afternoon, and it's a good time to take a break. So I wanted to show off my new things I got. So my car, it's great on gas, but I do plan on kind of exploring different cities and Uber driving, and just, I've read that Salt Lake City actually is one of the best cities for making money Uber driving. I heard Seattle was too, and Seattle's great, but and I had really good luck door dashing in Portland. So my thoughts are that I'll like be staying in campgrounds and then in between cities, and then kind of just busting out, like really grinding it, maybe sleeping in my car for a couple hours. I'm at this beautiful park. It's like Woodland Park in Seattle. It's really nice. I think there's a zoo here. I have mixed feelings about zoos, but I always like to imagine all the animals escaping at the same time. For some reason that like always crosses my mind when I think of zoos. What I have right now, it's pretty sparse. There's lots of room. That's my tent. I have this 1-burner stove, just like the one I had for my van. Let me turn this around so I know what I'm... And I actually got this, I just like having firewood on hand. Propane, or butane for the stove, so that stove is so easy. Just that little water, that's actually for like Uber driving. And all I have right now, I'm waiting on the mattress. I have a mattress, and then I'll put like the mattress, pillows, bedding, and then I pack really light for clothes, so some clothes and some food. But yeah, there's lots of room in there. Like, I'm kind of a light packer. But what I wanted to show you is the tent. So this is why it's called a pop-up tent. I'm not sure exactly how to finish folding it up, so, but it's pretty good like that. And the first time I used it was kind of dangerous. These are kind of dangerous. Let's see. I think I can just like throw it. Okay, that was anticlimactic. Oh, it's moving. Is it gonna pop up on its own? Okay, so that was pretty good. But yeah, it's a little tent, and it's supposedly it's waterproof. You know, I can go to a campground, literally pop it up that quickly. And I think once I have my mattress, you know, that'll be just something to like unroll, put in there, put my bedding, pow. So, I'm trying to think. I never bring my tripod with me these days, but I'm gonna try to prop the phone up and you guys can watch me struggle to get it back in the car. Hi. Go light. That didn't seem too hard. There's more to it than that, but that's super easy. That's all there is to it. That's that. That's the pop-up trunk. I mean, tent. Okay, I'm back in the car, still at the park, and I put the Uber app back on. Got an order right away for a pizza place 5 minutes from here. Here we go. That was a nice little break, and now we're back at it. Okay, so I'm going to speak on dating again while I'm delivering this pizza, just because it's been on my mind a lot lately, today, and just, you know, sometimes it helps to just, like, get stuff out there that's on my mind, because then it's not, like, something I'm turning over, but, so I am definitely open to it, which is different for me, because, I think before I was doing a lot of work on myself and just kind of getting my life back together, and it was like, you know, like kind of in the back of my mind, but not really something I wanted to put a lot of effort into. But where I'm at now is that I feel like I kind of like, I think that I it's something that I am open to, with the right person, and I am a little bit picky, and so when I meet somebody that I'm interested in, I kind of like give it my all, but it's hard because there's a lot of ambiguity in dating, and that's hard. First of all, I want to know that I'm somebody's one and only, which, like, when you're dating, it's like not necessarily the case. And, like, you know, sometimes there's like we're just talking, or like a lot of times, like, there's a lot of ambiguity in kind of the beginning phases, and it's not necessarily assumed that it's like exclusive. And oh my god, there's like all these goats right here. I'm just like seeing stuff and getting distracted, and the delivery's coming up, so this is so cool. There's like all these goats in here. And I think the delivery is like right here. Hold on. But yeah, what I was saying was it's the ambiguity, I think, of like, I don't know, I just like, I feel like I meet somebody I like and I'm like, I just want to hang out and like be around that person. And it's hard because I also then get like shy and like overthink things and all, like, so it's like that. So then basically it's like, okay, well, it requires like time to like build comfort. I don't know. I think I've just been out of the game so long. I don't even know. I don't know how it goes. But when I like somebody, I keep showing up. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with like casual dating. So that's the part where, you know, I wish it was like, we're dating until we say we're not dating. And here's what dating looks like, you know, like, and I don't know. And it kind of like, makes me feel all flustered inside. But I also am okay with that. Like, the more confident I get in myself and the more comfortable, like, I don't have that feeling a lot in my life. Like, that uncomfortable kind of like, what's going on? I don't have that feeling a lot in my life. I'm kind of like, I'm decisive and I do something and I do it. Even if, like, even now, like, where I'm like, okay, it's uncertainty around, like, what's next, and, you know, I quit my job and blah, 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 all that. It's more like, where do I go from here? Because I just make a decision and I just do it. And it's like, you know, I might spend a couple days, maybe even like a week or two, trying to like figure out what's next. But life has shown me that, you know, the way kind of unfolds. So I guess maybe dating would be like that too. Like, the way would unfold, and it's like, just keep moving forward and like building with somebody, and the way will unfold. But it's hard when you're like, when the doubt creeps in. So I guess it's that same thing of just like, what do you want to entertain? Like, do I want to entertain the doubt when the doubt creeps in, where I'm like, I'm not sure, does the person actually like me or not? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't really want to entertain doubt. But then sometimes I feel like I'm kind of like crazy if I'm like, oh yeah, you know, but it goes back to trusting myself, trusting my intuition, trusting my gut, all of that. So I've gotten a lot better at that muscle of like the trust muscle, trusting myself. So, and I think communication is actually really important. Actually, I think communication is really important, and that and I don't always mean like talking. Of course, talking's great. Like, conversations are huge because it can like really get people on the same page, but there's different ways to communicate as well. And I think that's a big part of it that's important, communication. Actually, I think that's a really big part of like, because if I am gonna be dating somebody, I would hope that it would lead to a relationship. That's just who I am. Not marriage. I'm not getting married ever again. I have been married before. I'm not interested in doing that again. I'm not really gonna go into the details. I'm also not really like a dating kind of a person. Like, I like the idea of it because I like that it's like, I would still have a lot of time to myself. I don't think I could ever date multiple people at the same time. Like, I think the idea of like dating one person at a time is stressful enough. So then it's like, if I like the person and there's, you know, it's like, why not just like jump into things? And so that's where it's like keeping it casual. And I'm not going to date somebody that I'm not really into. So that's where like trying to figure out that like dating thing. But yeah, I think communication is important. I think that's a big one. And the cool thing is, I'm also, Uber request. Okay, I think when I accepted the Uber request, it bumped me off the camera. Last thing about dating, promise, for now. Actually, it feels really good. Oh, another Uber. Okay, that was like that's a double one, so I gotta get going. But it actually feels really good to talk about dating, because I think the whole idea kind of scares me. So to like actually have conversation, like to like talk, like this is great, and I might edit a whole bunch of it out, but at least it's getting off my brain and out of my mouth. The other thing is, like, I'm totally content, like, on my own, but I do think it would be nice to have somebody to share things with in life. And also, I think that when you have two people that are like motivated and ambitious that you can really like make some big moves like through teamwork, and that's cool. I'm very independent and I'm totally fine making moves on my own, but it would be nice to have somebody to share things with. So I guess it's a good place to be, like where I'm like happy on my own, but I would love to find somebody to share things with. And like it's like, but then when I do, like, how do I proceed? And I guess that's where, like, back to like just trusting the process. Okay, last thing, because then there's like sex. I mean, then there's like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not. Not that I'm definitely not monetized, not making any money. I think I can say that word. But yeah, like at what point do you throw that in the mix with somebody you're interested in? Like, I mean, like not like the actual thing, but like, you know, I want to be taken seriously. And also if there's somebody I'm interested in, I don't feel like I should have to like, you know, like get their attention by that. Like I would hope that they would be interested in me and attracted to me, but and not have to like send them freaky photos or whatever, which I'm open to, but I would want somebody to, you know, I think I'm kind of like, what is it, like a lady in the streets of freaking the sheets. And I want to make sure that the lady part of me, especially I'm older now, it's like, so yeah, that's another thing. It's like, at what point do you kind of like feel like, hey, anyway, I'm so corny and I gotta look at the map, but okay, that's it. Okay, so I lied. I'm still talking about dating. Two things, but I forgot the first one. Darn it, it was a good one too. It was like a oh yeah, so it's like, do you like, if you're interested in somebody, do you like be flirty with them, like, and kind of feel that out? Or like, part of me also, but it makes me a little anxious, because it's like, so part of me also then wants to just like show up as a friend and build the friendship, and then within the friendship, you know, like if there's mutual attraction, which, I mean, then if there's mutual attraction, it's like, why not pursue like dating from the beginning? But then there's the risk of like it just being like about the physical aspect and not about the friendships. Then it's like, well, why not build a friendship, and then within the friendship, but then you don't want to come across like you're just interested in friendship either. I think that's what's confusing. Wow, it's really bumpy. So, and then I thought, you know, if somebody's interested in me and I'm interested in them, and hopefully we'll just keep showing up for each other and like work through all the like awkwardness, I guess, like, because they'll want to keep showing up, because they'll be into me and they'll want to keep showing up, and likewise I'll be into them and I'll keep showing up, and you know, and if something changes, then it changes. Like, gosh, I wish like things were like a little clearer in the dating world. I really do. But, yeah. So you thought this was gonna be a video about Uber driving, but really it's a video about my dating anxiety. That building is kind of cool. glasses going on it. It kind of reminds me of like the Legos I used to play with. It's time for a couple bites of food from home. I made a rotisserie chicken and some potatoes roasted, and I brined the chicken. I did like a brine overnight. That was pretty good. It's a really tasty brine. I think it was like, I did maple syrup and apple juice. Okay, flashback of childhood. First of all, look at how many floors are on this. So that delivery was on the 20th floor, and I think I must have been like 5th grade, 6th grade. One year I had all these fears. I had a fear of elevators, a fear of subways, and a fear of being like on a high floor in a building. Because I was like, what if all of those, hi. Thank you. Okay, so all of those places seemed really vulnerable. Like, if there was a fire at the bottom of the building and you're like way up high. This was like pre 9/11. But yeah, that's valid fear, I guess. And like the subway, I was like, what if like two subways collide with each other, or I don't know. And then the elevator, I was like, what if you get stuck or it drops or whatever. I had all these fears around the same time, so I'm not sure what that was about, but it was kind of funny because like growing up, we used to take, my parents would have like one vacation a year around my dad's birthday, and it was always something in New England, and often it was like hiking. Like there was this like lodge, mountain lodge, like part of the Appalachian Trail, like where the through hikers could stay, and like we would spend a night or two there and hike around. That was fun. And it was always towards the end of August, like that last Labor Day, I think it is, weekend. But we lived in the western part of Massachusetts, and that year the trip was to go to Boston and like spend 2 nights in Boston and do stuff. I forget what we did, but we did like Quincy Market and whatever, and we stayed in this hotel. And the hotel, we stayed on like the 20th floor, and we took the T, it's the subway in Boston. It's called the T. We took the T everywhere, and we had to get in the elevator to go up and down this hotel. And I was like, did they know that I had all these fears? And they were like, okay, we're gonna plan this instead of going hiking, which would have been great. You know, I probably would have been imagining running off into the woods, but what else is new? And but that actually helped me get over those fears. But it was kind of funny. I was like, okay, so we're gonna be going everywhere on the like there was nowhere to get away from it. I think whenever we got to our destination, taking the T and then getting off and walking around, that was like my reprieve from being scared. But by the end of it, I was fine. So I guess it was worth it. But I just had a flashback taking the elevator up to the 20th floor. Yeah. So I'm over here chit-chatting about my childhood fears. I guess the drop-off, there were 2 drop-offs, and the other one was in that same building on the 13th floor. So I gotta go back. But I like didn't hit delivered because it was, so I couldn't see where the other one was until I hit delivered, but there was like no reception until I got out of the building. Like no internet in the elevator. So we're driving around the block, gonna go right back into that same building and go to the 13th floor. The person might be wondering, like, where their meal is going. Don't worry. It's coming. It's coming. It's on its way. Yeah, look, I'm I'm back. How many floors? 37. This is kind of cool too. So fancy, everything. Tacoma is not this fancy. This is so cute. This is like this ice cream place, and it has a note. It was like, hey there, this is the most delicious decision you've made all day. Proud of you. That's awesome. Now we're over at Now we're over at Alki Beach. This is kind of a nice beach in the Seattle area. I think technically it's West Seattle, but I'm gonna turn the camera around because it's scenic. That's the beach up there. I think the restaurant we're going to is actually on the water, so we'll be up there in a minute. So it's a fish and chip place. I would come back to this restaurant sometime. I haven't had fish and chips in a while, but that sounds good. With some tartar sauce, yes. Let's see if we can get some footage of the beach on our way to the next pickup. Just cute. Sometimes this beach gets packed. Not too busy right now. But yeah, a lot of seafood places. A few crowds of people. Okay, random thoughts while I'm driving around. Oh, these people have a nice view of the beach. But what does quintessential mean? Like, I know what quintessential means. Like, it's like the primo, the essence, the like. It's like the like. If you had to choose one thing, it'd be like the quintessential, the like example, the. But like quint, I think means like five, like quintet. Oh, I gotta stop and show this. That's cool. Because that's what, there's a quintessential ferry. Seattle and the quintessential ferry. But like, what does quintessential mean? Like, how is, like, five? It's one ferry. How can it be quintessential? I'm gonna ask this. Hey Siri. Does she not work while I'm recording? Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Okay, you can see how much I use Siri, or I mean, I am recording more these days, but I guess she doesn't work while I'm recording. Okay, so you guys saw the definition. I'm still not sure where the quint part comes from. These are the things that I ponder. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a nerd, I guess. Maybe. Yeah. No denying it. It's okay. I own it. I love it. I'm telling you, this fish and chips smells amazing. It smells like the whole beach in the car. Like the beach balls, the seagulls making their like the waves. I can hear the waves. All off the smell of this little bag of fish and chips. It's like fresh ocean breeze mixed with the warm sun and the umbrella. I definitely want to go back to that place. Okay, really the last thing about dating. I guess I just really want somebody to like be like, that's my person, and like keep choosing me through the awkward phase, because I think once we could get through that, I think it could be really great. So like, yeah, someone that's willing to put up with me long enough to, that just sounds so lame though. I make myself sound lame, but yeah, somebody that's like likes me enough to like work through that awkward getting to know you phase. That's what I'm, you know, that then I'll know it's real. So I think I'm gonna use the quintessential is my word of the week. My new favorite word. So I just had to show you guys the quintessential alley by this next pickup. Now, if that's not like an alley out of a movie, it could so be an alley out of a movie. The only thing it needs is like the dead end down there, actually. It's even got like the random dark car that you can't see in. The dumpsters to hide behind or in. Actually, it's kind of cool that it's open because like cars could come in from that direction as well as the garage over there. The garage, that's where it's really going down, is in that garage. Yeah, that's the quintessential alley right there. It's moments like this where I just like pull around the corner and look at. That's really pretty. Just when I'm getting like, okay, because let's see, it is 9:22. Ooh, there's a car coming rather quickly. Yeah, 9:22. So, you know, I think I might even be at the 200. Now I'm like doing a couple more and then I'm gonna head back to Tacoma and I'll go over the numbers. But I just turned the corner and was like, yeah, this is really pretty and I wanted to share this view. So I'm at Yummy Teriyaki. There's a really cool mural I just parked in front of. So this seems to happen a lot where like it picks up right when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like head back, and then a bunch of orders come in and I'm just like, I'm just gonna stick with it while I'm up here because it's about a 45-minute drive back to Tacoma. So it's like I might as well make the most of my time up here. So it is almost 11 o'clock. They're probably gonna start giving me the notification soon, like you have an hour and a half of driving time or whatever, but it's always like Jack in the Box. I just had a double order from Jack in the Box, 2 different ones. They were like 10 minutes apart, and now I'm on my way to the first drop off. But I'm beginning to recognize some of the people, like the lady that worked there. I recognized her, so that's kind of cool. So it's like I don't know where I am really, which is kind of the appeal of just like going and following the map and just like that's kind of the adventure of it. But then I start seeing stuff over and over again, and that's gonna help me like be able to place where I am. And then I'm probably gonna be like, okay, I'm done Uber driving in Seattle because it's gonna start to feel small and I'll just have to branch out. What have we here? This thing's in the way of my delivery and it's not moving. don't know if there's an alternate route. I think I have to figure out how to get on that bridge up there. Because this seems like it's not going anywhere fast or slow or anywhere. The only thing moving are the lights telling you can't go. These are pretty lights. It's a very festive street we're driving down. I decided this is the last order because something spilled on the seat. I think it was some of the soda, and I'm just not having it. So we're like 2 minutes away from this last drop off, and then I am heading home and going to sleep. So, but the nice thing is, like, it's just these 3 days where it's these long days in Seattle. Okay, so you can see here the final breakdown. The total was $255.25 for the day, and I was online for about 12 hours. So that does not include the commute back and forth to Seattle, because I didn't go online till I got close to Seattle. And on the bottom there, the breakdown, the other earnings, that's Seattle premium pay, and then the tips are $80. So those are that's a variable amount too. But yeah, that was the total. Seemed pretty consistent. And fortunately, I probably spent about $20 to $25 on gas. And so it comes out to about $20 an hour for people who are interested in Uber driving in Seattle.